Blessed afternoon, collective. I'm still sick. I have COVID. I got the Rona. Just what it is. It's the mild variant. I thought it was a bad flu or some such shit. Turns out it's the other guy. That's alright. It is weird, though. It's a weird feeling. And it is, of course, a wonderful opportunity to surrender. Fantastic practice. And it's been it's been a challenge navigating this with the energy right now. It all is just what it is. I don't know if this specifically is bringing things back up within, or if that's just happening because of the environmental factors, the time of year, a number of things. But gosh, there's a lot of sadness. There's an awful lot of sadness. And I do believe that it's in the collective as well. I mean, I don't think I'm ever the only person feeling something at any point in time. But it's very tangled. There's a thread of it, definitely, that is mine. But it just keeps weaving in and out of all the other shit. And it's heavy. And I'm endeavoring not to judge it, not to run from it. There seems to be something there that wants to come out. I am aware continuously of this thing in me that really likes pain. It really enjoys it. It really enjoys the drama and the heartache and the whole Hollywood script of it. And instead of telling it not to, instead of shaming it for that, I'm just letting it. I'm letting it enjoy itself. I'm acknowledging that it's there. There's very much a piece within me that feeds on loneliness. It feeds on the heartache and the longing. Certainly there is an identity there, an egoic identity created from that. Absolutely. I can see all of that. And I am allowing. The broader part of me, the truer part of me, knows all is well. I am complete. Everything is stable and secure. There is nothing missing. I am at this very moment surrounded by divine energy, surrounded by source wrapped up in it. There's the awareness that everything that exists here and now. There is nothing lacking in this moment. There is nothing missing. All of it's here. There is no incompletion. And yet, at the level of form, there is sadness. At the level of form. And I keep in mind also and take comfort in recalling Eckhart Tolle saying it is perfectly possible to be fulfilled wholly within the soul and aware of that, and simultaneously woefully unfulfilled at the level of form, wanting, sad, to experience your joy and your sadness at the same time. That there is nothing wrong with that. And so I am allowing that to be the experience, to be broad enough in my awareness that it contains completion at the level of soul, satisfaction, wholeness, and accepts the perception of lack at the level of form. Doesn't tell it that it's wrong, doesn't tell it that it shouldn't be there, just allows it, accepts that the form is wanting, the form is feeling intensely, the form is longing for other, for companionship, as it does, as it is. Not fighting and not judging this. It's what's there. I'm listening to it now. There's a little bit of this, damn it. I'm gonna give it full voice. Come on. Damn it. I'm so fucking cool. Why can't I find that person that wants to just hang out with me? It's such a... I'm not judging it. There's immediately a thing that feels embarrassed about even saying that out loud. Trying to just let it all be. That desire is there. The judgment of the desire is there. Gosh, it's all tangled. It's so tangled. It's so fucking twisty, man. It's like I have so much fun being myself and being with myself. Somebody should be having fun with me. Somebody should be having fun with me. I would be so much fun to be around. That's the feeling. I'm just holding the space for this within myself. Am I gonna pull a reading? Yeah, you can skip this. I'm probably gonna pull a reading. But goddammit, I do what I want. I do what I fucking want. This is all for me. This is all for me. I am my own best friend. I am my own therapist. I am my own everything. I'm my own cup of tea. And I'm drinking that shit. I just want to acknowledge, because it feels good, and I do what feels good. It feels good to acknowledge that wanting, that space, that that thought that is, I'm a fucking catch. But then immediately after it goes, why hasn't anyone caught me? Well, that right there. It's okay. It's okay. And then it judges itself. All of that is allowed. I can feel it right here. All of that is allowed. The awareness of the awesomeness of self, the awareness of the desire for that to be received and reciprocated and reflected back. The awareness that that is something I do for myself is reflect that back. The awareness there's a desire for it to be received in a different way. The masculine energy is wanting something. It's wanting something else, it's wanting something more. I'm gonna say that right now. It wants connection. It's not getting it where it's at. The mind is just swirling. Alright. I'm gonna pull a reading. I am perhaps not in the most neutral of spaces, but this is the space where I am at. And I do this for myself. I'm just gonna see what comes out. Let's just see what comes out. I know this is bigger than me. I just hear something saying, why not me? Why not me? This is a big part of my personal wounding. Chiron in Leo is the recognition wound. Which means I give myself that recognition. And a big part of that is recognizing what's going on right now. But I do want to pull a reading. What's happening? Death. God knows I feel like it. Things are falling apart. There's a lot of transition continuing to happen right now. If masculine energy does not make some changes, it will be facing towers. There are towers falling. We're moving into winter, essentially, here in Colorado. It's fall, but that changes very quickly. It is the time of year when things transition. All death is just a transition. It's just a change of states. But that's happening. It's happening in the environment. It's happening in the energy. It's happening around us in other ways. Yeah. There he is. Mr. Burger King. Everything you try to control controls you. But the reins are slipping away. Something is, the hanged man. It is a new perspective. There's a lot of pain associated with this. It's very spiritual. What did I just say? The Hierophant. Yeah. Long-term behaviors. Trying to control, trying to keep things under control, under wraps, under the thumb. All of this stuff. It's not working anymore. We may or may not be seeing how it's been controlling us, but we're seeing that we can't actually stop it. I do get marriage off of this card, and there's clinging. Yeah, the tighter you cling, it's like a Chinese finger trap. The more you grip onto something, the more it has its hold on you. But the universe is saying it's time to let go. It's time for this to change. Whatever these long-standing ways of being are, rooted in ego, this bullshit Burger King, King of Wands, fucking party boy, this is Lord of the fuck boys. This kind of energy, this love them and leave them. I got everything I need right here. I don't need to be vulnerable. I don't need to, as long as I got my, fancy sports car and my 6-figure paycheck, and my trophy, whatever, I'm good. That behavior is souring very quickly. Those things are being removed to show ego, you're not good. None of that shit mattered. None of that shit is anything you actually have control over. You've invested all of this sense of self into these material things, into form. And when you invest yourself in forms, of course you try to cling to them, because the removal of those forms, the fading or the change of those forms, means the fading of yourself. The fading of, who you are. Your identity suddenly is at threat. Yeah. Let it be. It's time to lose all the things that you thought made you. The relationship, the career, the status and reputation, whatever it was that you thought was you, it wasn't. And it's going away. Oh, Empress energy bursting up from underneath. Because it's time for the soul. It's time for the soul to speak and have its way. Look at that devil on top. It's all been an illusion. This whole identity constructed, fake, a character, a role, a persona, not you. Not real. Not real. There's nothing real about the King of Wands. It's all a ruse. It's all an act. It is a facade. And the facade is falling off. It's coming apart. It's what it does. It's the surface layer. And this building is shaking. Oh, God, I'm already dropping cards. Okay, the Sun and the Six of Swords just fell out. Yeah, it's all shaking loose. Energy is coming to balance right now. Devil at the bottom. I didn't get very far. I just barely shuffled. Energy is coming to balance right now. And it's revealing the illusion. Revealing that the King of Wands is just a big scaredy cat. He's a chicken. Never done anything that required a leap of faith, an act of courage. Never done anything that really pushed him outside the comfort zone. He's always in the masculine pocket. Thanks to my cousin for that phrase. Where he feels safe. He feels comfortable because he can control things here. This is my little kingdom. This is where I run things and things go my way. And I don't leave that space. Well, that space is being removed. The King of Wands energy is being transplanted into a foreign environment. And it doesn't like it. It does not like that it cannot exert its control here. It's just gonna have to learn. Too bad, so sad, King of Wands. Temperance, angel energy coming in, balanced energy. Yeah, it is time for the King of Wands to be brought to justice. It is time for that out of balance, ego-focused energy to face the music. It's time to see the devil. There's resistance to it. It's not going to fly. We are being course corrected. Continuously. The universe is taking a much more active role, the higher self taking a much more active role than it used to be. Why? Because we've asked for permission. We've asked for it. We've given permission by our asking. And because it's time. It's time in the cosmic clock. I've already talked about all this stuff. So what's going on? Let's pull a reading. Let's pull a reading. What the fuck is up? with this masculine energy right now, the soulmate cycle in general, that I'm kind of asking about. What am I feeling? What am I feeling here? Because it's icky. It's icky. And it's not just the sicky icky. Okay, that's it. Ace of Pentacles. God damn, it's been a long time. It's fucking stuck. This feels like you put a quarter into the gumball machine and you twisted it and those two gumballs got jammed together, you know? And it's stuck. And it's like you just left it like that and walked away. And it's been stuck that way ever since. It's been stuck that way for 50 fucking years. Stuck. This has been such a long time. Oh, yeah. Stuck in the mind. You see all the fucking swords, all the devil shit? Devil energy, low vibrational energy, illusion energy. That's what I mean. It's time for this to change. There's so much karma here. There's so much out of balance. Oh, we've been trying to escape this for so long. So long. You were always going to have to go tell somebody the thing is stuck. Help me get it loose. We kept trying to find ways around it. We were shaking that machine. We were shoving a twig up in there. Tried to put another quarter in. None of that worked. You're going to have to tell somebody. You're going to have to be vulnerable. You're going to have to ask for help. You're going to have to say, I made an oopsie. Or something happened. There's no way out of this. Well, it's looking for options. Looking for ways out. There's not. There's one choice. The choice that was already made as soon as that gumball got stuck. Which was, tell somebody. Tell somebody. It's an analogy. You get it. You get it. Yeah. And be vulnerable. Leap of faith. What was I just talking about? It's time to just go for it. We've been sitting on this fence for a lifetime. Stop. Fucking stop. I feel it. I feel it, man. Do something else. Anything else. Tell a motherfucker how you feel. There's the fuckboy energy. Energy of the connection. I got 0 fucks to give today. I mean, in general, that's how I try to roll. Is fuckless and free. But today, especially, his energy is pissing me off. I'm done with it. I am so done with this shit. I'm done with the in and out, halfway, I don't know, fucking... I have to continuously ground to get this energy out of my system because I feel it all the time. I feel the anxiety, the uncertainty. Yeah, are there times when it's my personal experience of it? Absolutely. And those are the times when I'm faced with a decision. And I get to make a decision. And I get to grow my energy. And that's a gift. Those are beautiful opportunities. The rest of the time, I just feel this bullshit from the collective. It's not judgment. It's not blaming. It's just... sick of it. Fucking sick of it. Sick of all the indecision. Make a goddamn choice. It doesn't matter what you choose. You can't get it wrong. You cannot get it wrong. Just pick something. One way or the other. It does not matter. It does not matter. Follow your heart. Follow what feels good to you. And then stick with it. It's indecisive. It's in, it's out. It keeps lighting the match and then blowing it out. What was I just talking about? What is the result of this behavior? What is going to continue to be the result of this for masculine energy? This is in the 3D. This is what's in the 3D. Fucking towers. What happens when you don't make a choice? You get towers falling on your head. What happens when you don't change this bullshit? This fuckery? Tower after tower after tower, and then you go, woe is me. What did I do? You did nothing. That's what's happened. That's literally it. It's not a punishment. You did nothing. Your energy flowed and you didn't flow with it. You did nothing out of fear. The lesson is, don't do that. Do something. You feel your energy flow, make a choice. It doesn't matter what choice it is. It matters that you stick with it. It matters that you pick a direction and go. You let it happen. You flow with it. Stop throwing energy out of balance. That's what karma is. That's what happens with this. That's why you get a lesson. That's why karmic cycles come back around and around. That's that energy balancing. That's the debt being collected. Okay. That's what that is. And you let it. You allow it to take place. And you learn. Next time, I don't put it out of balance. I feel my energy flow and I follow it. This is I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. This is just what I'm feeling today. What's in the soul? 7 of Wands. It's all to show us a new path. To help the wand stay lit. To just go for it. Again, it is, there's a little bit here of like, trying to give us nothing to lose. If we were afraid to act because of what we were going to lose, we were going to lose face, we were going to lose status, we were going to lose money, we were going to lose some possession, and that's why we didn't take action, well, okay, let me take that away, the universe says. If that's what's keeping you back, if that's what's keeping you from following your heart, your energy, from actually doing something you want to do, then you are asking me to help you do that thing that you want to do. I can help you by removing the obstacles. What are the obstacles? These things that you're clinging to. The form, the ego, the identity. You got this identity that's invested in all of this stuff, and it's time for that identity to die. Let me take away all the stuff. This has happened to me. This is a thing that I have experienced. And it happens frequently when you are starting a spiritual journey. Or, some point on your spiritual journey, you have this identity that is afraid to die. But you want to go further with expansion of consciousness. You have an earnest, a genuine soul desire to go further and to release this identity, to let it pass away. So the universe says, let me help you out with that. Let me take your job, your relationship, whatever it is that you have invested with in form that you're struggling with letting go. Let me help you let go. That's what's happening. And it always looks like a punishment. It's not a punishment, it's a gift. It is a gift to be stripped of the things that ego has identified with. It is a gift for that persona to be removed, to have the ground pulled out from underneath it. Absolutely. It's all been a gift. I can only speak from personal experience, but it has been. It's a gift for me to have this illness right now. This is hammering away at portions of ego that wouldn't have been exposed to my consciousness if not for this experience. I'm tremendously grateful for this. This is my tower. And I'm grateful for it. Lean into it. Go with it. Whatever is being removed for a reason. Primarily to help you see that's not you. Let that shit go. That's not you. And so that new things can be brought in. Things that you asked for. If something is removed, it is because you asked for it to be removed. And you did not make a mistake. That was not a mistake. It's for a good reason. What's in the hidden energy here? Ace of Cups. It's for a good reason. All of this is to get shit flowing. When you're flowing, you're balanced. When you're balanced, you feel good. You're moving with life. Energy stays balanced when it's flowing. It self-corrects, it self-balances. Then you're flowing with the natural order. All of this is teaching masculine energy, certainly, how to flow with its emotions, how to follow what it wants, and be honest about it with itself, with others, to share that cup fully, within and without. There's more here. Now it is about flowing the cup for ourselves. When you fill your grail, that spills over and benefits everybody around you. When you're denying the flow of your own energy, you're denying your self-love. There's a denial of love to the self here. We're halfway with others, we're halfway with ourselves. If you're not loving somebody all the way, you're holding out on you. You're not loving yourself all the way. And of course it starts there, but it reflects every direction. Had the thought today of what if I couldn't sing? That's been a thing because I can't sing right now. And I hadn't realized how much ego had created an identity out of that. Oh, if I can't sing, who am I? Oh, what am I doing? What do I have to give to the world if I can't sing? That's a big thing to let go of. That is a big thing to let go of. Alright, what's the final outcome position? It's time to give. It's a little bit of an extraction, but it's happening. It is energy coming to balance. It is debts being paid. It's happening. There's not really a whole lot of, well, if the debt isn't paid, the debt gets paid. That's all I'll say. All karmic debts are paid. Karmic debt is being collected right now. We're receiving a massive influx of balanced energy that is helping things come to balance, which means paying off karma, which means masculine energy is facing that in a big fucking way. Anything you held back, anything you held on to, it's coming out. It's being removed. It's being released. It's going away. I can't stop. The Ace of Pentacles was stuck to my hand there. Yeah, it doesn't matter how long it's been wedged in there. It's coming out. That gumball's breaking loose. It's coming to balance. Soul contracts. Karma. Being called in. What's the card on top that wants to show itself? That Four of Wands again. This has been coming up a lot. It's a new path. It's the corrected road. What else we got here? Yeah, there's the whole life. And there's the Four of Pentacles again. Everything that we've been clinging to. All of this stuff. Look at all my stuff. Look, I got the 2 dogs and the kids and having a house party and all of my stuff. It's time to get away from that. There's no satisfaction there. Not real satisfaction. These are the trophies that are nailed to the wall. It's all for show. It's all for show. Yeah, it's time for something new. All of this stuff, the stuff that we thought we wanted, the stuff that we thought made us happy, it only made ego happy because we could show it off to other people and say, look at all of this stuff that I got. Look how happy I am. And then receiving that validation from others of, oh yeah, you're doing great. You're so successful and handsome and smart and, you know, you got it all going on. You got it all going for you. Look at how successful you are. That's what was feeding this. That's why we've been clinging to it. It's clinging to an identity that just has a bunch of stuff. It's not really satisfied with anything. There's no real meaning in any of it. It's not real. You don't have the cups. You got all the pentacles, and you think the pentacles are cups, but they're not. It's time for something new. It's time for something else. Tell me about this Knight of Wands. This fucking smarmy motherfucker. I just saw the Ace of Pentacles again. Been holding on to it. Yeah, a long time. Clinging to that pentacle. Mama Pentacle. You can't get milk from pentacles. Pentacles don't hold water. There's no emotional satisfaction there. The world just fucking flipped over. Yeah, I mean, it's time for this to change. King of Swords, environmental. It's time to actually do something. It is time to stop planning and take action. No more fucking sitting around, yeah. Running our mouths. There's a whole lot of bark and no bite with this energy. Whole lot of bark. Always talking about the stuff that we're gonna do. The stuff. Oh. It's like it says, it likes to say that it's taken risks, but it's never taken a risk. It's like saying, yeah, I invested $100,000 in this whatever, and it was a huge risk, but it paid off. But that wasn't your money. That was daddy's money, you know? That's just the feeling that I get from it. Like, yeah, I knocked it out of the park because somebody lobbed you a softball and you knocked that out of the park. There's no actual risk in this, and it's time to get away from that. It's time to actually live, to actually have an adventure, to actually try some things, to venture out into the unknown. Just a shit talker. Why do I get that? I just get a bunch of shit talk. Okay. Tell me about the world. Why is the world here? It's time to get out there. Because it's time to go. It's time to move on. It's time to actually do something. To actually get out into the world and have an adventure. Have an experience. And also because the energy is balanced right now. And this bullshit... Oh, now I'm getting other cards. Yeah, well, this bullshit of hiding the actual truth, hiding how you actually feel, of really only dipping a toe in, doing what feels safe. Okay, you know, we'll it's like saying I swam with the sharks, but they were dolphins. Or they were little teeny tiny little baby sharks. Or you swam in a pool that was next to some sharks. It's just, I don't care for this energy. I don't care for it. It's time to get a move on. This is all gonna, this kind of bullshit does not fly, and it is not gonna fly under the current energy. It is gonna be slapped down. It's just immediately, it's like that guy at that party who's talking out of his ass and saying, "What? Yeah, you know, I swam with the sharks," and then somebody comes up and goes, "Yeah, I was there. You didn't. You know, we swam next to some sharks." Like, correcting. The energy is correcting as this is happening. As the bullshit artist is trying to work, is trying to pull their con, The universal angelic energy is right there next to it going, yeah, that's not how this works. No, that didn't happen. Yeah, he's full of shit. Somebody is right there calling everything out. Tell me about this tower then. So, yeah, tell me about the tower, because it's happening in the 3D. And it is repeated. It's repeated. And this King of Wands, Knight of Wands energy does not like it. Tell me about the tower. The Magician. Karma, again. Karma is being paid. It's underneath that. Page of Cups. Karma, in particular, again, just for shit that we've thought about and sat on and done nothing with. Emotion that we've done nothing with. Love that we've done nothing with. Love that we've withheld. If you have love for somebody, and I don't care if it doesn't matter what kind of love. If you care, if you have love for someone and you don't express that, that's not good. That is a big no-no, energetically speaking. And I don't mean you gotta go propose to somebody, but if you love your friends, you tell your friends, hey man, I love you. I love you. You express when you feel that. Come up, you go, you know, I just want to tell you, I'm so grateful for our friendship. I'm grateful for the time that we spend together. I'm grateful for the way that we get along and the experiences we've had, and I love you. You share that. This is the kind of energy that wouldn't even tell its friends that it loves them, or like its parents, its family, that would just keep all of that in, like withhold love, using love as a weapon. Also, this kind of weaponized, like, I don't love you if you don't do what I say kind of thing. No, that's getting slapped big time. But especially this withholding of feelings. The withholding of feelings. Don't do that. Don't withhold your feelings. If you love somebody, if you cherish somebody in any type of way, let them know. Express that. And it's not even for them, really. I mean, that energy's already flowed. Technically, they're owed that. But you do it for you. You do it because your energy has flowed and it's out of balance if you don't. And because you feel that. And it's true. And it feels good to express the truth. Just be honest. Tell somebody that you care, that you appreciate them. Hell, it could be the cashier at the gas station that is always there when you're buying your cigarettes late at night, and you never told them that you just appreciate their demeanor. You appreciate that they're there, that they're the person you get to buy your cigarettes from, whatever it is. Like, you just, like, hey, thank you for being you. Just that. Fucking bullshit being exposed. Yep. Lying. If you're withholding energy, that's considered a lie. If you're straight up lying, if someone asks you and you lie, that's definitely here too. What are the towers about? What is the karmic debt that's being collected? Deception. Bullshit. Not telling the truth, not being honest, not being forthcoming, not telling the whole truth, certainly. Why is the Seven of Swords here? The same shit. Because the lesson is to learn to be vulnerable. The lesson, the karmic lesson, and the reason we've racked up all this debt is to learn to express yourself openly, honestly, emotionally, to share feelings, to let the cup flow. Anybody, anywhere that you had feelings about in some type of way, and you refused to acknowledge them, you refused to share them, that's all coming back to slap us in the face. And it's coming out. It is coming out. Whatever it is, big, scary, vulnerable emotion that you didn't want people to know because you didn't want them to, think you have feelings. What the fuck is that? Don't want to be perceived as someone who has emotions? My God, that is some masculine energy shit. Well, they're coming out anyway. It's all coming out because that's the karmic debt, and all karmic debt is paid. It's paid. And guess what? It's what your soul wants. The soul is totally joyful in the expression of emotion. The soul wants to share this love. It wants to share, yeah, I think you're great. Yeah, I'm so grateful that you exist. You know, all of this stuff. And the soul is asking. It's asking for help in expressing that. It's coming out. So let's talk about the soul. Let's talk about the Seven of Wands. Let's talk about the Seven of Wands. It's shining a light. It's shining a light on everything. Certainly every emotional expression that we've withheld. So let's talk about it. Knight of Cups. Yeah, it's exactly what I just said. The soul wants everybody to know how it feels. The soul, who you are in the soul, is not afraid to express itself emotionally, vulnerably. It wants everybody to know, hey, I like you. Hey, you're great. Hey, you matter to me. It's bringing the cup around and giving everybody a sip freely. It's only the ego that tries to fight that shit. It's kind of like the soul is just taking over. Anyway, there's a little bit of Jekyll and Hyde sensation here of how do I even describe this? It's like some people, when they get drunk, they actually do become more honest. Everybody reacts differently to intoxication. But it's like something happened to this theoretical person, this masculine energy. Something happened to this energy that temporarily is shutting the ego down. And when the ego is shut down and the soul is just lit up, it's like a little kid. And it's so innocent and pure because that's what the soul is. That's what you are. Innocent and pure and loving and so free in its expression. And when all of the ego shit is shut down, it just lights up and goes, I love you. I love everybody. God, everything is so beautiful. Isn't it beautiful here? Look at the birds and the sky and the plants and gosh, just you're wonderful and I'm so grateful for you. And tell me all about yourself. It's like that big tough ego guy has this switch flipped, can't word. Which happens to some people when they're sick. It happens to some people when they experience a traumatic loss of some kind, which is happening in this energy. It's all to bring out the soul, to shut the ego down, to overwhelm it so that the soul comes out and goes, this is what matters. What matters is that I feel things and that I express the way that I feel. And so it is this like big tough guy going, yeah, you know, I love puppies and I love flowers and I love you and everything is so precious and isn't it precious and shouldn't we just celebrate all of it? That's what the soul is doing. That's what the soul is doing. Yeah, it's breaking free. And of course the ego doesn't like that, and the ego wakes up at some point here and there and goes, I didn't mean all of that. I didn't, you know, I was not myself then, when actually you were your most authentic self at that moment in time. Freely, purely, innocently expressing love to everything around you. That is your essential nature. Love. Loving. Absolutely. The soul is breaking free. I really like this. The Hierophant. Yeah. It's breaking free. It's breaking out of the box. The box that we put the soul in. When you box emotion, when you box expression, you are boxing the soul. It's breaking loose. Something is happening here. And I feel it has to do with, there are some traumatic losses. There's some serious blows to ego happening. I mean, like, house ripped away in a hurricane, crippling physical illness, loss of a loved one, loss of a job, like these types of things. Those are such blessings because they take out a whole chunk of ego in one fell swoop, and then the soul can just fill in that space and really, really thrive. The way that when I had my accident and I lost my job and I lost pretty much my identity because I didn't know who I was for a while, and I didn't know what was happening, where I was going to go, what was going to happen, and that humbled me. That removed me from ego in such a way that it permanently changed me. It changed my demeanor. It changed my experience of consciousness for all kinds of reasons. But I didn't have this thing to cling to anymore. And without that, this space opened up that the soul, that pure consciousness was able to just rise into and start exuding in a really powerful way. I feel like that's what's happening here. It is such a gift to have things removed from your life, big things. It is such a gift to have portions of your form-based identity killed, to let them die, to watch them die, have them removed while you are still in this physical form, to have ego diminished so that the soul can rise to the surface and you can become more authentically yourself, and your authentic self enjoys everything about this experience. Your authentic self is living for this, literally. For every moment of everything that is. Oh my God, it is precious and beautiful, and I love it. Give me more. I really like this, actually. I am pleased with the direction this has taken. So tell me about this Ace of Cups. Fuckboys catching feelings. And everything else is being removed, and it's humbling in a really beautiful way. The only thing that can ever be diminished is ego. Let it be. Let it be. This is a thing I must practice reminding my own self all of the time. Let ego be diminished. Let it fall away. Tell me about this Ace of Cups. What are we talking about? King of Wands. I mean, it's the Knight of Wands and in the other position, but yeah. Let ego fall away. This is not who you are. This is not who we are. We are not this mind-created self, this identity. We're not the stuff. We're not the things that we have or the things that we do. We're not any of those things. I would still be me. I would be most essentially me if I never touched a musical instrument or sang a note again. If I never picked up tarot cards. If I never made another one of these fucking videos, whatever this shit is. If I never did any of the things that I've been doing up to this point ever again, I would be me. Exactly, purely the same. In fact, I would be completely myself, utterly free, which is why I try to remind myself that I am not anything. I am not a musician. I am not a singer. I am not a tarot or energy reader. I just am. That is what I am. Am. Being. What's on top? The Seven of Pentacles. I want to say there's a gift being delivered. Everything is lining up for this. It's helping us to see the things that we are not. All of this stuff that we thought we're not. Having that stuff removed allows us to see I am what remains. What I am is what remains. All of this stuff that I thought I was that is now gone, now I can see because it's gone, I am still here. Now I know myself more truly. Why is the Seven of Pentacles here? The Chariot, to help us come to balance again and to make a move, to help us make a change. This is like the same type of energy as this World and Six of Swords. It is time for something different. It's time to get a move on. It's time for the next phase, the next cycle, the next thing. It's time to let go of the old version, the ego created version of self, so that we can be who we are in the soul, who we are truly. And to make a choice. To make a choice to balance our own energy, to follow something, to flow somewhere, to give to something new. Because we're moving straight into the Six of Pentacles here, which is communication, and it is action, and it is mostly energy being balanced, which means karmic debt paid. So tell me about the Six of Pentacles. Tell me about the Six of Pentacles. Who are we paying? What energy are we balancing with? The Queen of Pentacles. The sprinklers just came on. So I did that. Queen of Pentacles. It is feminine energy. It has, this card comes up again and again in both mine and Steve Love Tarot's readings as representative of the feminine. It is time for masculine to give to feminine. Internally, which yes reflects externally, but I focus on where it begins, which is within. And again, feminine energy is the soul. That is what the soul is made of. It's time to set the soul free, to let that ego self fade away, so that who we are in the soul, which is good, which has everything it needs, again, and when we inhabit that soul space, we know that, we realize that, oh, I got everything I need right here. But it's time to express freely, and it is time to express freely towards feminine as well. Yeah. To stop dreaming. We've been dreaming about this. Dreaming is pulling on energy too. How much more obvious does it get that you have feelings about somebody than when you're daydreaming about them? And again, it doesn't have to be romantic. Maybe you really love spending time with your friends, and you really love the conversations you have, and you think about that, and you dream about that. Well, you got to do something with that energy. It doesn't have to be anything big and fancy. It just means you express. Again, like I said, you go to that person the next time you see him and go, hey man, I really appreciate hanging out with you. I'm really glad that we're friends. I really enjoy our friendship and our time together. And yeah, that's it. That's all you got to do. This is deeper than that. I'm pulling on the soulmate cycle, but you know, what's on top? You gotta let go. Let go of the bullshit. This is read with the Seven of Swords, as well as the World. I've said it all. It's time for the emotional expression to come out. It's time to let go of the fear, to let go of the deception, I don't want them to know how I feel about them because they might think I'm weird or I'm soft or whatever. Like, again, God forbid you have emotions and you feel them and you express them openly like a balanced being. It's only ego that sees weakness in emotion. It is only ego that perceives that as a weakness and therefore a threat for it to express itself. It's time to let go of that. It's time for that energy to flow. Yep, because it's not gonna stay there. It's gonna seep out anyway. It is seeping out anyway. Something happens here that just breaks the floodgates open, and everything spills out. It spills out. Something slips out, and once that gets out, it's cat's out of the bag, that kind of thing. Well, you might as well tell them everything. You said I love you. You might as well share some more along with that, because It's not going to feel good otherwise. 9s are the end. We've been holding this in a long time. We've been holding a lot in a long time. And it's all coming out. It's a little bit like, what is that movie? Is it Liar Liar? With Jim Carrey, I think, where he can't lie anymore. He has to tell. It's a little bit like that. Somebody who has lied their whole life, who has held everything in for a long time, suddenly getting hit with some truth serum here. Just can't do it. It's all coming out anyway. The soul is expressing. All right. Final 3 cards and a bottom card. Anything else you want to say, universe? What else do you want to say? I'm glad that I did this because I feel a lot of relief having moved through this energy. Wanted to come out. It wants to come out with it. It's gonna keep coming out. It's time for a big decision. Yeah, there's justice. King of Wands being brought to justice. It's time to make a change. It's a big transformation in this. It's time for the King of Wands energy to transform, to make a decision. It's time to pick one, and it's time to make a different choice. We've been making the same choice for a long time. The same choice to be deceptive, to be shady and shitty and not honest about things. It's time to make a different choice. Yeah. The choice... Okay. We really want something. We really care about something. Something is really meaningful to us. It really matters to us here. And we've been pretending that it hasn't. We've been pushing it aside. We've been putting it off. It's time to make a different choice. That choice is expressing the truth. Again, just telling somebody how you feel. This plays out a million different ways. Not all of them are romantic or even platonic. There's business related energy in this too. Of just like, hey, I really want to work with you. I really think we would work well together. Ego has been stopping me because it felt threatened by what you got going on. But I really respect it, and I really think if we combined forces in some way, we could make something great. That's here too. Knight of Swords, communicate. Spit it the fuck out. Yeah. It's change. I mean, it is change. It's transformation. It is choice made and expressing that choice. Yeah. Unsticking, moving towards something new. That's all here. Speak your truths, share your cups. Do it for you. And do it because there's just no reason not to. Whatever the soul feels, let the soul feel it and let it express itself. All of this expression withheld because of fear of how it's going to be received, how we're going to be perceived. All that does is put energy out of balance, and unbalanced energy doesn't feel good. So let it flow. It's flowing. One way or another, this shit comes out. Whatever is being removed, let it be removed. Let the towers fall. Let ego be diminished. If you feel diminished, let it happen. and acknowledge it's only ego that is being diminished. Only ego can feel that way. Let it feel that way. Watch it, witness it, honor it. Yeah, I don't know. There's some big changes happening. I can't predict what, and I can't predict free will, but expression is strongly encouraged by the universe and will continue to be. That's all I got. I barely know what's happening right now. I don't know where I am, but I am pulling this reading. This does resonate with me, for sure, in a big way. I do intend that it resonates for you, for anybody else. That is a hope. If it's just me, that's cool too. I would love to know one way or the other. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you feel so inclined. Just express yourself. That's it. It's that simple. Just let it out there. Whatever it is, let it flow. Have a beautiful evening. Stay well. Stay healthy if you can. And if you get sick, treat it as an opportunity to surrender. It absolutely is an opportunity for ego to diminish a little bit. Let some of that shit go. It's a great chance for that. But have a wonderful night, and just know that always and always, in every vector of time and space, COVID or no COVID, I'm here and I love you. Take it easy.